If you haven't taken a CompTIA exam before, you might be wondering if this is the right certification for you. CompTIA, or the Computing Technology Industry Association, is a globally recognized certifying body supporting the $5 trillion information technology industry. They are vendor neutral, meaning they don't advocate for any specific products from any vendor or company. They're also widely recognized, meaning a certification from CompTIA on your resume will be noticed by many employers. The Security Plus certification is internationally recognized and is foundational for the career in cybersecurity. Once you pass your exam, you'll be certified for 3 years. During the 3 years after you take your exam, you can keep your certification up to date 3 different ways. Let's take a look at their website. If your current cert hasn't expired yet, let's go ahead and look at the different ways that you can actually keep that up to date. Let's scroll on down. If your current cert hasn't expired, you can take a less expensive abbreviated version of the exam through CompTIA's Cert Master CE training program. If you complete a high-level CompTIA exam within the 3-year window, that will also automatically renew any low-level cert you've completed. Finally, complete approved activities to earn continuing education units, or CEUs. CompTIA Security Plus requires 50 CEUs to stay updated. It's also important to note that CompTIA updates their certification exams every 3 years. However, the previous exam versions are still available 6 months after the release of the new exam. So if you started studying for the old version, you'll have more time to take it once the new version is out. If you're still not sure if the CompTIA Security Plus certification is right for you, let me share a few facts about the cert. Here are some jobs you can get with the Security Plus certification: cybersecurity analyst, system administrator, security administrator, security specialist, tier 2 support technician, IT support manager, and even business analyst. The median salaries for these jobs is $81,000, and it is expected that the number of jobs will grow exponentially in the next 5 years. Let's take a minute to look through the details of the exam, as well as the exam domains and objectives. This PDF is available for you along with the course resources. So let's go over some of the CompTIA Security Plus test details. If we're looking at how many questions there's going to be, it says a maximum of 90. So be prepared. You may actually see some unexpected beta questions in there. Certain types of questions that you're going to be seeing are going to be multiple choice. You're going to be able to choose the right answer. And possibly performance-based. That means there's going to be scenarios that you're going to have to walk through in order to see what are they really asking, and then choose the perfect question answer based on the scenario. The length of the test is going to be 90 minutes. And then finally, some of the recommended experience. You'll see that they're recommending a minimum of 2 years of experience in IT administration with the focus on security. The more experience you have, the better. This isn't a hard rule, so don't think that you can't take it if you don't have this. It's merely a recommendation. Moving down below, we're going to go into some of the exam objectives that are separated into different domains. This helps you understand how many questions may be weighted per domain. Understand that the total is going to be 100% collectively. You can look forward to seeing 12% of the questions come from general security concepts. 22% of the questions, almost a quarter, is going to be coming from threat vulnerabilities and mitigations. About 20%, just under a fifth, is going to be coming from security architecture, as well as we have 28%, almost a third, coming from security operations. And again, another 20% coming from security program management and oversight. Now, you can use these percentages in your studies so that you can know that you're going to expect a certain amount of these to be tested on, so that when you are studying different subjects, you can tell which ones are going to be more studied versus which ones are going to be more heavily graded. Finally, let's go ahead and look at some of the domains specifically, as well as the different subjects that make them up. The first one is going to be general security concepts. Notice that this is going to be talking about different types of security controls. It's going to be talking about fundamental security concepts, as well as the impact of security on the business and management. Moving into the second domain, we're going to be talking about threats, vulnerabilities, and mitigations, understanding who threat actors are, what their motivations are, the differences of an unsecured network versus some of the different attack styles and surfaces that you're going to be able to defend against, as well as the vulnerabilities that are going to be targeted. Next up, we're going to be looking at the security architecture. In Domain 3, we're going to be looking at how do we actually create a secure architecture for monitoring, reporting, and detecting security events. We're going to be looking at understanding security zones, as well as connectivity, failure modes, and even things like SD-WAN and SASE. Finally, in Domain 3, we're going to be exploring the importance of resilience as well, understanding that when something happens, how we can bounce back. Domain 4 is going to be covering security operations. Understand this is going to be looking at BYOD, or bring your own device, as well as understanding security implications of proper hardware, software, and data asset management. Understanding various activities associated with vulnerability management, looking at common vulnerability enumeration, and even common vulnerability scoring systems. Finally, in the fifth domain, we are going to be looking at security program management and oversight. We're going to be summarizing elements of effective security governance. This is going to be talking about risk management processes, risk management frameworks, and understanding business impact analysis. Finally, we're going to be looking at the elements of effective security compliance so that you understand how security compliance supports the business. And finally, explaining types and purposes of audits and assessments. So, take a moment to open up the exam objective PDF and look over the topics. Some people also find it helpful to highlight the topics they're less familiar with so they can focus on those subjects while studying. In the next episode, we're going to cover how to take the exam and discuss some important details you should know.